Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode. So, after last week's episode, I thought a lot about everything that was said, and turns out I really need a change in my life. So, I was talking to Julia about it, and I have no idea where to go or what to do. All I know is that I need a change, and Julia came up with this amazing idea for a workshop that we'd like to share with you today.
So welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us. We are so happy to have you here. Today, as Faith said, we are going to break down a workshop on how to build an intention. And we'll start by maybe talking a little bit about what an intention is, the importance of building an intention, and then we're going to dive into three different ways, three different exercises that you can utilize right here, right now with us to build this intention for yourself. I just want to start by clarifying what an intention is. And an intention is a guiding principle for how you want to live your life. It bridges where you are now with where you want to be in the future. An intention offers focus and motivation. It helps you make better decisions and prioritize your time based on what will help you build and stay in tune with that intention. Once you're clear on what you want and where you're headed, it's easier to know what's important to you right now and how to prioritize your time. Your intention will likely change as you grow and your life evolves, but having a strong starting point and building this roadmap can help you easily course correct to realign with your intention as it changes. Yeah, so that's a little blurb from my education program that I'm currently learning about. And I absolutely am obsessed with this program. So you will hear me talking more about it. But getting clear on this intention is important for helping visually give you that powerful tool to visually and actually allow your brain to go through all of these different thought processes around your intention and help you hone into a very specific feeling. And that feeling is what you will try to focus on each day to strengthen the intention and to strengthen your motivation and your focus to achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve. So we're going to start with when you're doing this exercise, it's important to create a safe space for yourself. So if that means being alone or just creating an environment that you feel safe with your own mind to go into and process all the what ifs and all of the different ideas and all of anything that you might feel around this intention, because at the beginning it's going to feel kind of messy, and as Faith said, she doesn't even know where to start, so it's definitely going to be all over the place, and that's the hope is after doing these three exercises that it will start with it being a very messy brainstorm of nonsense to a honed in very thoughtful feeling and intention to focus on. So we're going to start with building a mind map. And the way that we build a mind map is by starting with a mind storm or like a brainstorm. So I found an app that you can actually do it on, I think, any device with Canva. If you've heard of Canva, let me see how you spell that. We can link it maybe.
Canva.
Yeah, Canva. So it's Canva. It's like people use it for graphic design and stuff like that, but it's actually, they have different little mind brainstorm tools. I pulled it up so you guys can see like right on there. So I'm going to work on one while we're talking, and you guys could also do it with a pen and paper. You could grab a pen. So maybe take a moment and pause the video and grab your phone or an iPad or a pen and a paper, and then come back to us and join us. We're going to start with what's going in the center box, the center bubble, right? In the center of your page, you need an idea to start with. My little bubble is going to start with my health coaching, because one of my goals is to finish my health coaching program and to become a health coach. So start with thinking about a goal. What is a goal you're trying to achieve? Maybe your goal is that you're trying to build a better sleep cycle routine, a better sleep hygiene routine. Maybe you're trying to sleep better. Maybe your goal is to drink more water. Maybe your goal is to exercise more. Maybe your goal is to find out what career is aligning with you. Maybe your goal is to become something or do something. So whatever it is your goal is, put that in the center. So I'm going to do that now. And from there, we're going to build out from that center idea for me. So it's like life coaching, or we could use like the sleep example. I'm going to stick with life coaching though, because it's personal to me. And from there, I'm going to put an arrow going into one direction, and I'm going to make a little box that says my needs around this goal. What am I looking for from this goal? And then another one, I'm going to put another branch to a different arrow to a different angle and put my why. Why does this goal matter to me? And then in a third direction, you're going to put new ideas to try to achieve that goal. Okay, so we can go through a couple of examples. So for me, it's going to be like my needs around my coaching. It's going to be, I need structure. I need to build a foundation of structure for myself. That's a need I'm going to have for my career goals. And a business plan. A business plan is going to be a need for me to accomplish this goal. So I'm going to put that in my needs. And then those needs for you, it might be a few, it might be many, but from each of those needs, instead of it just being like business goal, I'm going to go even further and be business plan, financial stability, day-to-day structure and scheduling structure. So I'm going to go into each of those different arrows and keep going until I feel content with where it has gotten, that each of the end of those options, I have gone to all the what ifs with that option. Like I'm going to need also a backup plan. I'm going to need a get out plan, because with every business model, there has to be, or most business people, when they do the research, so I might even look into, I need a business teacher or a business coach. That might be something I need from that. So I might start to put into every option of what ifs, and any roadblock I think might come with this as I go. And then you're going to go to, why is it important to me to become a health coach? And then I'm going to go into my whys. I want to help people. Well, why do I want to help people? Because it feels good when I help people. Okay, fine, sure. And then keep going with your whys. Why do I want to do this? Because I want to be able to support myself this way. Well, why do I want to support myself this way? Because I get satisfaction out of helping people, and I get satisfaction and I feel stability and job stability when I'm doing that and stuff like that. And then you're going to do the same thing, go into all the deep depths. And Faith, if you want to start yours while I'm talking, feel free to do that. And then maybe after, we can share a little bit of what it looks like. And then, so after you do your needs and your why, go into new ideas to try. And this could be, maybe I'll need to find a business mentor. Maybe I'll need to start practicing by coaching people like family and friends, so that I'm practicing my skills without worrying about being financially compensated for it. I can be compensated with experience instead of with money at first. Or maybe a new idea is to apply and implement these different things to myself, or a new, there can be so many different new ideas. So just try to go into new ideas and brainstorm what you could try to accomplish that goal. And maybe it would even be, if I need structure, maybe something I need to try is like finding structure in my current life right now. And that building these different things are going to help your mind go through all of the different thought processes that are coming with your goals, even like the roadblocks that you might be thinking that you will come across, which is a good thing, because now you're dissecting any roadblock so that your mind has no reason to be afraid of the uncertainty and the failure, basically, because at the end of the day, you will have all of these different options to try, and there will be things you can keep coming back to, and you can have a sort of clarity on why you have so much reservation or friction towards this goal in the first place. Here's an example of what one might look like. It might be backwards. Whoops. You see that?
Okay, so they're still like separated into 3 different categories of the needs, the why, and the new ideas. They're just sectioned.
Yes. Yes. So they're sectioning off those different and kind of branching off from those different ideas and narrowing down to the end of those different things. So, for example, like one of the needs was 7 to 8 hours, because I do better when I have this much sleep and stuff like that. And like getting into different ideas with the needs. So they have like new ideas to try: avoid caffeine after 7 p.m. or keep a sleep diary. And then from there, make a note if I wake up in the middle of the night, rate the quality of the sleep. How do I feel when I wake up each day? Like different things like that. So you're going to choose an intention you'd like to explore and put that in the center of the page. From the center of the page, you're going to draw from that, branching out from the middle bubble, maybe to the left and to the right, and then straight down. And capture key ideas. You can you can use symbols, you can use images, you can use words, anything to convey the meaning of what you're trying to get from that thought. Drawing lines connecting the ideas back to the central idea. And you can use colors and stuff if you want to make it more colorful and pretty for your eyes. And you're going to branch out from those key ideas. So after you go from your central idea, you're going to go to your key ideas, which is your why it matters, your needs for that thing. And there might be different categories in those main segments. So your why might seem like a main category, but you might have a couple of whys, and that might need to be broken down even further. So take the time to go even further into breaking down your whys and different ideas of brainstorming ways that might be problems or might be solutions for you to achieve that central goal. And just keep in mind that this should feel like a safe place for you to express all of your ideas, to express all of your insecurities, and it's only for you. So nobody else, you don't have to share this with anybody else. It can be just for you. You can return to it regularly and modify it regularly. You can just put it away and maybe come back to it later when you feel like you need a refresher. If you feel somewhat completed with this, we can move on to the next one.
Okay, so I have down a couple of needs. I wrote down that I need flexible hours and I need something that feels helpful, something with a sense of purpose. I need something that is going to financially support my current lifestyle. And I need a sense of community and support in my workplace.
Beautiful. And keep in mind too, as you're putting these into words, all of the things that you need, and then from that, your whys and stuff like that, you're actually helping manifest these things into your life because you're drawing attention and being very clear about the things that you are trying to accomplish. And when you have a very clear goal, you can take clear action to achieve that goal. And also the universal energy and all this beautiful magic that's around us helping us achieve those goals will also know and be in collaboration with those goals because it will also know very clearly what you're trying to bring into your life. So it's important for you and your guides.
So up here, I've got my needs, and then I was going to do the why over here, and then the new ideas over here.
Beautiful.
So that is going to be like, why did I write down that I needed this one? And that's how we're doing this. Yeah.
What you're in your bubble is your career goal, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, I wrote down finding a career that makes me happy as my goal.
So why is that important to you?
Okay. See, I thought that we were doing the why you have these needs.
Well, that could be part of it. They could overlap. They could overlap, but they might not
Very
too.
true.
So
Very true.
but yes, if you're also wanting to explore some of the whys of why things are needs, you can do that too. That's a great place to do it. But start with why the central idea is important and why that central idea matters to you.
Okay. I like that. My goal is finding a career that makes me happy. And I feel like the why for that is pretty self explanatory. Like, why do you want to be
Down.
happy?
Yeah,
Because
still
you
write
want
it
to be
down
happy.
though. Exactly. Well, so you put you want a career that provides joy. Is that what you put?
Yeah, finding a career that makes me happy.
It's important because if I am in my job, I know that and I like it and it makes me happy. I know that it's going to decrease my stress and it's going to make me feel included in a part of something. And why is that important? So then you have to keep going. This is all questions. I can't answer these questions for you. You have to answer these questions for yourself. But I hope that I'm asking good questions to help you answer your questions. So it could be as simple as, why do you want this? Because it makes me feel like I have purpose. And why is having purpose important? Because it's the driving force of me getting up in the morning. And why is that important? Because being a productive member of society is important to you. And why is that important? Because, being included and that's what it feels like. And then the feeling, as soon as you get to a feeling, that's a pretty good why, because feelings speak for themselves. So you can stop your why arrows and you're building on those things when you get to a feeling and then go back up and go to the next one and then go all the way down until you get a feeling. And if you feel like you've already dissected all of those, and it seems like your brainstorm is seeming kind of simple and overlapping, that might be the next step it might be time to move on to the next step.
Okay. So I have my whys down, and the first one that I have is that mental health is my priority. The second is that I won't have to deal with burnout and exhaustion at the end of the day. Very important. And the third why that I have is that I will be able to pursue a life outside of work.
Beautiful. And that's beautiful. And a lot of the whys are going to be your motivating factors. So that's why I was saying it's about the feeling, because what's going to motivate you is when you're looking at this brainstorm and being like, oh my God, I'm never going to accomplish that. You need to focus on your whys. And then from there, you're going to go to segment number 3, which is the new ideas portion, where you can try to brainstorm ways to figure out the steps to take towards the intention. So new ideas is new ideas of actionable steps, actionable things that you can do to bring you closer to that goal and that intention. So this part with the new ideas part might be a time where you do need to bounce ideas off of somebody else, or you could start with just your own mind and see what you can come up with.
Right. Like I already know that my first new idea, I was just talking to Julia about the other day, is that one of the things that would give me all of my needs would be if I became a realtor.
New ideas might they might actually become the central image for a new mind storm or mind map or whatever, so that you can do the same exercise with an even more specific goal or intention in mind.
hmm And something that's also very important to me is being able to travel and not limit myself to one specific area, in which a real estate license is transferable, just like how a nursing license is.
You could put personality test. Personality tests can help you figure out, they have like different personality tests to help you figure out what career would be best for your
Mm, the
personality.
and the aptitude test, yeah.
Mm. We can revisit this in a minute because I think the next exercise is going to help you solidify some of these thoughts.
All right. So for my new ideas, I have becoming a realtor. Furthering the steps would be taking an aptitude test or a personality test. And then for the third option, I have furthering my education in therapy and energy coaching.
Lovely. Yeah. Okay. So now taking out a new scrap piece of paper, we're going to move on to the next exercise, which is still geared toward building the intention. And this exercise might be something that you use in conjunction with the mind mapping thing, because it might help figure out and make some of those broad statements a little bit more specific. So you're going to start with the intention that you're going after, or the goal or the idea that you're going after. So mine was, I want to become a health coach. And you're going to follow up that phrase with the words in order to, and finish the sentence. So I want to become a health coach in order to help people heal. That's a very broad statement, right? So I need to add that again. So I want to become a health coach in order to help people heal, in order to help people navigate life better, still broad, in order to build better foundations in humanity to heal, in order to, and so on and so forth, until I get to a feeling. So I did this with myself the other day. It's kind of hard to do it when you're like just giving like random ideas. So I'm just going to share what I actually did. So I'm becoming an integrative health coach in order to find balance within myself, in order to guide others to do the same, in order to build a mindset and help encourage others to grow this mindset, in order to build a community of people of like-minded ideas, in order to make healthy more fun, in order to make healthy conscious choices easier, and then keep going, and in order to inspire and motivate myself to keep doing these types of goals, in order to foster joy in myself, in order to foster a sense of well-being in myself, and whatever that you come down to. So as soon as you get to a less broad or like a more specific thing is when you know that the in order to is helping you narrow down emotions towards your intention. And just keep in mind that as you do these things, being connected with an authentic and inspiring intention is going to be the key to reaching those goals. Because as you find the emotions and you attach yourself to the feeling of what you're trying to accomplish, instead of it being like a material goal, it's more of like a feeling goal. That's how you know you're getting closer to an intention rather than the goal. So the goal is a good place to start, but you want your intention to be more of like an authentic feeling. And ultimately embodying that feeling is what is going to motivate you and inspire you to keep going towards that goal. To you, it's probably going to have something to do with your personal values, your personal beliefs, and it's going to reinforce your own potential in yourself. Stop when you feel like you've hit the core of your intention and that feeling. Would you like to share?
Currently, I want to find a job that makes me happy in order to have steady mental health.
In order to, what would steady mental health, what does that make you feel? When you feel steady in your mental health, what does that make you feel?
I feel like a successful member of society. And I feel like I am contributing to the world that way, because when I have my own happiness, I am able to spread that happiness a lot easier.
In order to create a ripple effect of the happiness that I invite into my own life.
Beautiful. Perfect.
There you go. That can be your intention. So yeah, sometimes, like I said, it's easy to kind of get lost in like the crap, I don't know where to go from here. But that's the point of the exercise, is to really sit with it with yourself. And it took me a while, and actually talking with somebody else and bouncing ideas off of somebody else to figure it out a little better. But just keep in mind, someone else is not going to have the answers to these questions, but they might be able to ask you the right questions to help you find the answers. So that's why we're doing it together, because I feel like it helps.
And then I'm just finishing it with, in order to make the world a better place.
You really got to bring it. You don't want to go more broad with your statements. You want to go more specific. So in order to help the world heal is a good thing, but in order to see that change on a day-to-day basis might be a better, more specific goal. Because if you make it just like, I want everything to be better, it's like everything is a very broad statement.
Okay,
I want the
so
entire
I could
world.
change it to, in order to see the people around me.
Yeah. In order to see the change happening in the people around me, in order to continue to motivate me to be the change that I'm actively trying to create. I have to start from the beginning too. It took me a couple of tries. I had to go backwards a couple of times to then go forward. So I found myself getting to a thing and being like, yeah, this is good in order to help people heal, in order to help the collective heal. And I'm like, that is so broad. That is so not specific. But it could be like, my intention is to become a health coach in order to help people heal, in order to help families build a better dynamic to stop spreading their trauma to their kids, in order to break the cycle of passing down trauma, in order to make a better start plan for the next generation to come, in order to feel safe in my own environment and in the environment of potentially bringing my own kids into. That could be another getting to an intention. And that's a feeling I have. I have a feeling of wanting it to be a safe place for, if I were to bring life into this world, for that life to exist. So that is a genuine feeling that I have in myself. So it doesn't, even if the feeling is you do want to help the collective, that is a good feeling, but that's a very broad feeling. And if you put that as your intention and then you don't help the entire world, you're going to feel like a failure. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you want to bring
So
your intention to something realistic that you can actually see happen, so that you can find that motivation to keep going, because you're actually seeing your intention and your goals becoming your fruition. You're seeing it happen. You want your intention to be something, a feeling that you can actually achieve.
So, if I were to continue this, I want a job that makes me happy in order to have steady mental health, in order to create a ripple effect in spreading happiness in others, in order to
Feel I am serving my soul's purpose on this earth. Does that feel good for you? Because I feel like I answered the question for you. Okay, because I wanted it to feel like you answered the question for you.
yeah, it's my answer. It's just connecting the dots all together, like to pinpoint that feeling.
Exactly. And like I said, it might take a couple of tries and it might take a couple of different intentions. You might actually have to narrow it down to the realtor thing or the job thing or whatever it is that is trying to be that way. So you might have to go back to your mind map and be like, okay, maybe I need to do the in order to for each one of these different little boxes. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So it might take a
Yeah.
lot of dissecting each of those different thoughts in order for you to actually get to that emotion. So if I wasn't helping you get there, that's how you could do it by yourself. You could go back to your mind map and break down each of those different boxes in your mind map and ask yourself, in order to what? Why do I want to do this? What is the feeling I'm going for? And even you can ask yourself that, like, okay, this is a good statement, but what is the feeling I'm going for here in this statement?
Right. I feel like I feel like this is a really great form of me figuring out how to pre-test my career options, like specifically for real estate, for like being a travel agent, for going into nursing, for things like that. I feel like this is very effective for that specifically.
You use what works for you. You might have to modify this exercise a little bit so that it works for you, which is fine too. You might have to think about it a little differently. Like I said, you might have to actually bounce ideas off of somebody else, somebody who knows you well, to start to get the ball rolling. And especially when you're feeling stuck and like you don't have the answers, sometimes you need someone else to kind of prod them out of you because you do have the answers. We just got to dive deep in there and find them. While you're finishing up, I'm going to start talking about the last thing that people can do to bring this intention to life. And visualizing what you're trying to bring into your life is one way of bringing attention to it, but another way is to actually like physically tangibly bring those ideas into real life. So the best way that I find to do that is with a vision board. And I'm going to share, I have two of my vision boards over here that I'm going to show you guys for examples, but I just wanted to talk about how you make a vision board briefly so that you know how to make it. And then I'll show you the finished product so you can see what it kind of looks like when you're done. Do you want to go first though? Are you done? Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. So with the vision board, it's going to be with that intention in mind. And a vision board is also something that you might start with to start to concrete, to get a more concrete understanding of what energetically or emotionally you're trying to attract or what goal you're trying to attract into your life. So sometimes my vision boards will have multiple different goals and multiple different ideas because I feel that I do the best when I invite myself to achieve all of my goals. Even if I know I'm going to take one step at a time to achieve them, it's beneficial for me to put my desires on paper so that I can see with those desires what feelings are associated with those desires. And you find that a lot of the time that overlaps the feeling. So the things that you put on the paper might actually be like material goals or material things that you're trying to invite, or it might actually just be words, images, um, phrases. Like it can be anything that is something that you are trying to bring your focus to. So let's say, for example, we bring it back to this vision board that I made was about my career way back when. And I made it because I wanted to feel that all of my actions were leading to my goal. And the way that I felt I could do that is by putting my goals on paper. And then in turn, once I felt like my goals were on paper, I could choose to align my actions with those goals. So I put on there this one, I have love and joy is on my vision board. And I have a plant on my board because I wanted to invite more herbs and more plants into my life. And I have that we are all connected because I feel when I connect with people is when I get closer to accomplishing my goals because a lot of I feel like my purpose is to build community and I have the desire to connect with people. I also have a van on here because it's still a goal of mine, but for a while I've been wanting to invest in a home on wheels, a little tiny home for myself on wheels. So I have that on there because I know even if it's not a goal I achieve in the next couple of years or even if I don't achieve it for another couple of years, that it's a goal of mine. And every day that I'm working towards that goal, even if they're micro little things, it's still building towards that. I have on here good vibes only. I mean, that's kind of a little woo, a little, I've since detached a little bit from that mindset, just a little bit, because I feel like good vibes is just positive intentions and wanting to have that energy that is for your greatest good. So I like to think of it as like a peace thing where it's like good vibes, meaning intentionally good, peaceful energetics that I'm trying to bring into my life. And then I have the best is yet to come. And I also have a peach on here that looks like a butt because booty gains was part of my goals last year. And in that, I feel like I have embodied the feeling of confidence in my body and my physique. So sometimes the things that you put on your vision board might seem like attainable material goals, but then once you see them on the board, you can reflect on how you feel about those goals and your whys. So this might be a good visual platform to then start to make your mind map or start to make your in order to map and stuff like that. So here's my little example. So the other good thing about vision boards is that you can hang this up and you can see it every day. So every day I can be working towards those visions. And I'm going to share my other one. I won't explain every single one of them because they're pretty self-explanatory. But I wanted to welcome more sunshine. I wanted to dance more. This one's for traveling. I want to take more pictures. Again, the good vibes, good energy. I'd rather be hiking. It's like all these different things that I felt were energetically going to help me align to my goals. And at the top, I put the emotion of how I was feeling, to spread love, to share in the happiness, to do any of those, the words that you feel can be very powerful to help you get towards your goals and towards your intention. And then looking at the visual each day, you can reflect inward on, well, how do those things make me feel? What is the feeling I'm going for with these seeming more material or attainable things? And it changes over time. So these are old vision boards for me. So some of the things on that board are no longer visions of mine, which is okay because it changes. So you just have to make a new vision board when you feel your vision is changing. And maybe you want to do it on technology. Maybe you want to draw it by hand, whatever medium feels good for you to get those ideas on paper, even if they feel kind of material at first, because once you see them, you're going to be like, okay, but why do I want those things? And then you can start to ask yourself those questions of why it matters. What are some ideas, new ideas of how to accomplish that goal? And the third one is the third one is your needs. So why is it important to you? What are your needs from this? What do you feel you need from it? And some new ideas to try to accomplish those needs. And from there, it will help you understand, or it should help you hopefully understand the feeling behind your desires. Talk a little bit more. This was just a workshop to help you get the intention out there. If you have any questions about any of these different ideas and exercises that you can do to try to build an intention for yourself, like please let us know, ask us your questions. I do help people work on, or I'm helping people work through these things one-on-one. So just let me know if you have any questions about any of those things. And maybe we can get into more about manifestation and like other variables of trying to work towards your goals, other things that might be barriers or blockages, and how to work through those in later episodes and in later discussions. You have anything you want to add?
No, but thank you for letting me be vulnerable with you guys today and work through this with me, because this is the first time I've done any of this as well. So thank you for putting up with the struggle for a little bit, but we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you soon.